Hey, guys.
Hi.
Hi, Theriac!
Hello.
How you doing,
I'm
Theriac?
pretty good. Neebs, you're under the weather.
You're under the weather.
That's
Oh, got
I'm
him.
not.
Snap!
Snaps.
Ooh.
But look at this right now. We're doing a featured video
Good.
on Slave One.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't even messed in this thing yet.
Nor have I.
You know, I was just kind of
Why's it
toiling.
called that?
Well, that's
What?
Boba Fett's.
Boba
he
Fett's.
named it that. I
Yeah.
think.
Hey, one.
Oh, that's the reason.
I would
he
imagine.
named it that.
Why'd he call it that?
Call him up.
Why is
Ask
your
him.
name Neebs?
I'm sure there's some extended universe shit on why this ship is named Slave One.
Sure.
Is this
Extended
one of those
universe
videos
that
where we don't
most
have the
people won't
answers?
Of course.
No, we have answers to the right questions.
Whoa.
Wow.
Why is
And-
it called Slave One?
That's not the right question.
Yeah, that's not the right question.
Because it hauls slaves.
Anyways,
Well, Han
I
Solo
checked
was
out
kinda
Fighter
like-
Squadron in
Yeah.
Battlefront and was happily surprised by the gameplay. Have you guys played this mode at all?
Yeah,
I've not.
I played it a couple times. It was all right.
Not me.
I'm not.
You know, in Battlefield, for me, it was very difficult to become good at being a pilot. So difficult that I have still yet to become a good pilot.
Stop trying.
Stop trying.
Quit that mess.
Yeah. In this, you don't have to spend a lot of time to become skilled.
Right.
So it was nice getting in here and flying around and having those Star Wars moments. But then when I got Slave One, it became even nicer because this thing is crazy badass.
Your world changed.
It did. It did. So first off, you'll see in the bottom right-hand corner, your left one, right one for PS4 and triangle all have different functions. The left one is a proton torpedo. Obviously, deals a lot of damage.
You told me that you've done this on PS4, right?
Yes.
Because I've heard, like, I've been playing this on PC, and I tried this mode with a mouse and keyboard, and I thought it was horrible. So would you recommend if playing this mode, switching to a controller?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So it feels made for that.
Yes. Yes. Don't
Which
play
makes
with the mouse
sense.
and I mean,
What would you
there-
recommend for somebody that wants to know why they call it Slave One?
There's probably a Star Wars wiki out there full of like
There
five pages
is,
of information.
And you know what? It comes from the extended universe, and honestly, it's like the extended universe. There's so much stuff that nobody gets.
yeah. Well, like Slave One, I mean, it was.
Why is Boba Fett's ship called Slave One?
He's doing it now.
Yeah.
And
it's fine.
originally, it was Jango Fett's ship. It was his daddy's ship.
Was it? I thought that one was the Slave Two.
Nope.
So Django.
See, that's the thing, in the
named-
movies, they never say like, "Oh, here comes Slave One." Like that's never mentioned. Like you hear them say, "Oh, that's the Millennium Falcon."
Right.
But or why? They don't say why.
Yeah. I don't even think it's called Slave One. I think it's bullshit.
For the most part, if you somewhat know how to fly this ship, you're going to stay alive the whole match.
Huh. That's crazy.
I love
Yeah.
the way the
And
lasers
there's-
sound on it.
There's only one out there at a time, of course.
Yes.
It's
So
like
you-
it's the same thing as a hero pickup, right?
Right,
More or
right.
less.
But with the special features on the bottom right-hand corner, you got the proton torpedo. Triangle is a missile jammer. So when that's activated, they can't lock onto you. If they have already locked onto you and shot a missile, the missile will not hit you,
It's like a flare.
like a flare.
There you go.
Yeah, and you want to definitely use it like as much as you can because it recharges very quickly. The right one is an ion shot.
Okay.
Essentially, it seems like it's a little weaker than the proton torpedo, but still is effective against smaller ships.
And that used to like really like hammer their shields.
Yes.
So like like the A-wings and the X-wings, they have that little shield charge. If you see
so
them doing that, pepper them with an
yeah,
ion shot.
Absolutely. And again, those features on the bottom right there, they'll recharge fairly quickly,
You don't
so you
sound
can
excited
use them
about
a
this
lot.
at all, Thick.
No, I am. I got in here and I was like a kid. I had all these like great Star Wars moments, like
Yeah.
dodging the Millennium Falcon, and was surprised at how much I liked the gameplay.
So those are the two big boys out there, Millennium Falcon and the Slave One?
Yeah.
Okay.
You kind of wonder what's going to be the next, on the DLC if they have this.
Ooh.
What are the other ships going to be? I mean, it might be like Darth Vader's ship.
I mean, he had the TIE Interceptor.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
I mean, it
his
wasn't
was a
really
version of the
anything
Interceptor.
Special.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, but it was still
Not like
his
Slave
ship.
One and Millennium Falcon.
No,
awesome.
no.
I'm trying to think of other ships in the Star Wars
Well, they
universe.
might
that-
throw in some stuff from the new movies and stuff.
Yeah,
They might.
that's
They might
true.
also throw in the thing from the prequels. I'll show a picture of it. That first ship that Anakin and Obi-Wan were flying.
Oh, that little Jedi Starfighter.
the Jedi
crap?
Starfighter.
Yeah.
Fighter.
And you got
Not as
Jar
cool.
Jar's ship. Probably pretty badass.
Oh God.
It's just a flying dookie
Misa
ball.
too. Okay, Neebs, you're looking at me like you have an answer.
Best thing I got. It's named Slave One because after Django's Mandalorian were defeated on Galadron,
Yeah.
Huh?
Okay.
he was sold by the governor into slavery for like 6 years.
So okay.
So extended universe crap.
Extended
who cares?
universe that nobody's gonna get.
So like,
and Disney already said that extended universe stuff is gone.
but why would you name a ship that? It's like, I worked at Hardee's for like 6 months, so this is my car, Hardee's 1.
Yeah, doesn't make any sense.
So the other thing that you have in Fighter Squadron is you have pickups. As you
Right.
can see, the icons kind of below, more towards the ground. So you've got repairs, which you can grab. Obviously,
Oh.
it'll repair your ship.
That's helpful, isn't it?
And you have that little recycle button, which replenishes any of your special powers on the right-hand side there. They're not worth getting.
Really?
These are actually,
Because they're dangerous.
these ships are a bit slower, the hero ships.
Yeah.
right.
It'd be more valuable for Slave 1 because they're very low to the ground, and you,
You mean
run
more,
the
more
risk.
valuable for like the X-wings and the Tie fighters?
Yeah, absolutely.
gotcha.
But if you have to choose with the heroes, I guess Slave 1 it'd be better because it's more maneuverable.
Yeah, I feel
And-
like every time I hop into a ship in this game, someone just rams me. It's very akin to Battlefield 4.
Chaos out there.
yeah, you'd be surprised once you get the hang of it.
Gets a little better.
It
Maybe, maybe I need to get
It
the hang
do.
of it. Oh, there
But
it is.
there is the ram. That's the quickest way
It's the quickest way to die.
to die while in Slave 1.
So
Did
how
you
lo-
tell us how you got to be Slave 1?
It's a pickup item. Yeah.
It is a pickup, just like the hero pickup item in Walker Assault and the other game modes.
But do you always get to be Slave 1, or did you pick it up again?
It depends on if you're on the. I would imagine it depends on if you're the Rebels or the Empire, right?
You're right. You're absolutely right.
I'm
But
guessing
like
he
when
picked
you
it up
when you
again.
died, when you ran into the Millennium Falcon, did you come back as Slave 1 again?
No, I came back as a regular fighter, and
Since it's a video about the Slave 1, he
Yeah.
just
Now-
used Slave 1 footage.
A lot of these things flying around are just bots, right?
so you got bots and you do have
And
players.
real- okay, yeah.
Once you hover over, like
you can
that one
see,
right
like
there,
that's
you
a
can
real
see his-
player. You can see the
that's-
name. Gotcha.
Right.
So if you're in a regular ship on this, how long could you expect to stay alive?
I've stayed alive a long time in a
Really?
regular ship.
Okay.
I mean,
against
maybe died
the
once or
Slave
twice.
1
yeah.
your fodder. Look at
Like
that thing.
a clay
Yeah.
pigeon out there.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I guess the other thing is like when you are Slave 1, you're the Millennium Falcon. Like everybody wants to take you down, so you're a big target, right?
well, and I was going to get to that because it's really hard to take both ships down.
Oh,
Each
see.
of these ships can absorb a tremendous
Right.
amount of damage.
So
like
do you want to run away? Like, okay, I'm flying. I see Slave 1. Best option, turn around.
run away.
Go land.
Yeah, and in this case, go land.
Yeah, go land on top of the mountain instead of
In this
camp.
case, you do want to attack the transports or whatever ship that they have is trying to get away, or protect the shuttle that's on your side.
Battles do look really cool. I want
do.
one out in space. I'm still really mad that for a title called Star Wars, there's no like space battle.
No.
at all.
No, that's-
I mean, but even
that's
this
frustrating.
mode, just you know what? This mode, there's a planet below us, and there's like a couple of Star Destroyers, a couple of rebel fighters.
Rebel
Like,
rousers.
how hard would that be? Just throw that in there.
Yeah. Now, when you get hit by one of the homing missiles from the other ships, it only takes off 2 to 3 points of damage
On the Slave 1?
on the Slave 1
Wow.
and the Falcon.
Wow.
So, again,
How much for a
So
regular
these
ship?
things are OP.
yeah. And you have the same maneuverability as the smaller ships. So the maneuver buttons that the other ships have, you have. You can see whenever I'm getting locked on, I'll do that move where you kind of go upside down. That seems to be the most effective move against any sort of lock on.
But you were talking about like ease of play. Like I've heard so many people say like, oh, the game's too easy, it's too casual. It's like when you really think about it, it's like this is one of the only first-person shooters out there that is rated T for teen.
Yeah.
The green. So I mean, right there tells you like when DICE made this game, they had a much broader audience in mind
Of course.
than you usually do. So yeah, I mean, did they dumb down some stuff? I think yeah,
Sure.
absolutely. And why wouldn't they? They wanted to make something that a 10-year-old or a 13-year-old could pick up and immediately start playing.
Yeah, and the other thing I would like to see is another version of this game mode where it's not as easy to lock on to a ship, where it
Yeah.
actually takes some skill. You know, maybe you can switch to the missile and have a lock-on thing, but it's very easy to just lock on a ship and your lasers take them out.
Right.
I think 13-year-old is about prime
Prime
for
for what?
gamers.
Prime for
That's-
gamers?
That's like probably
Oh,
the
man.
prime of your gaming career.
Is that what you think?
You start at 6.
Do you have
5.
a prime? You know what I will say about this mode? When I did play it, I don't feel like you're going as fast as I wanted to be.
Right.
Like especially when you're on the ground. Because you always imagine the X-Wings TIE fighters moving really fast in between canyons, and that just may be a symptom of like the map's not big enough. But when I was flying low to the ground, I felt like I was going slower than I wanted to be.
Yeah, it's like
I wanted that to feel so much speedier.
you feel like you're doing about 15 miles an hour in a Prius.
Yeah.
When you slow down. And that's another thing about these ships is with the strategy that I was using,
made
if
by
I had
British.
ships coming at me head on, I'd try to pepper them as well as I can, and if I didn't get them, I would slow down immediately and turn and be right there and speed right back up.
Yeah.
There you
It
go.
was
I'd like to
fantastic-
see multiplayer occupied ships.
Say that again.
You're flying the Falcon, but you got a gunner.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you got a technician.
Oh yeah. Oh, like
Oh,
a Star Destroyer would be
man,
badass.
yes.
Like someone piloting the Star Destroyer, somebody
Yes.
like on the turrets on top, someone on the turrets on bottom. I get what you're saying. That'd be fun.
Neebs, you're thinking next level shit, and I
Yeah.
like it.
You're
Yeah.
thinking DLC shit.
That's how
Keep
I
it
think.
coming.
So anyways, guys, that's the video for Slave 1.
Slave 1.
I didn't hear much of what you said because I was on my phone. Can we do a recap?
I'll tell you what, Neebs, I'll send you a link to the video.
Perfect.
You can comment in the comment section.
I will. I'll comment right there. I'll be first.
Outside of food, I get you